I'm Sophia. I'm an AI product manager, and I've been documenting my journey building a future-proof career and life, especially as the world is changing faster than ever. And my job as an AI product manager gives me a front row seat where I get to see how the world is changing. I love to share this journey with you, the skills that I'm building outside of work, how my day-to-day job is changing, the projects that I take on to learn the skills that I need to learn to maximize career flexibility, conversations that I'm having with friends and mentors. I love sharing it all with you. And my journey has also given me the opportunity to speak at universities and companies around the world. So here's a talk that I did at the University of Michigan with my good friend Kay, who is a product lead at TikTok building creator tools. I'm going to quickly recap the intro that we gave at the beginning of this talk. I don't have a computer science degree. I started my career in AR/VR research, but the research that I did led me to my first job as a product manager right out of college on Microsoft HoloLens. Since then, I've worked in education, health tech. I've also built tools for content creators. My friend Kay studied computer science at UC Berkeley, became a software engineer, and then decided to pivot into product management. So without further ado, here's our talk. At a high level, product managers sit at the intersection of business and technology, and our job is to figure out, first is problem definition, why should we build this? And then designing the solution, what's the right way to solve this problem, this user problem, this business problem? Execution, how do we build it and ship it effectively? How do we work with all of our cross-functional partners, like Kay was mentioning? How do we work well with data science and engineering and designers to all come together and build this thing very quickly and efficiently? And then also measurement. Now that we've actually built it, how do we know if it actually solved the user needs and the business needs that we were wanting to solve? To make it very concrete, I'm actually going to show you a template of a document that all product managers write. So if you've ever heard of like a product spec or a product requirements document, that is one document where you are going to list out your answers to all of those questions. At the top of the document, you might say, what is the product that we're building and what is our vision for, we build this product, it gets launched, it gets announced on TechCrunch. What is the world saying about our product? And then you also go through questions like, what are we building? Who is it for? Who are the target users? Why are we building it? What problems do we solve? Also, why now? As a product manager, I'm getting so many feature requests from all these different customers, and I have to answer the question of like, why are we building this feature now? Why should we prioritize this over anything else? And then also questions about like, how do we measure success? How do we set up an A/B test to make sure that we are solving the problem in the way that we think we are? And then really getting to the nitty-gritty of like, here is every single screen that we're going to be building and what happens on each screen. What happens when the user clicks this? What happens when they click that? Ending by talking about, if we build this and it's successful, what is our future vision? This sets the groundwork for us to build maybe other features in the future. And then also thinking through some of the risks and mitigations. Maybe you're building an AI product and there's a lot of API calls and it could just get really expensive for you to just be using the OpenAI API, for example. And if there's any risks that you see, what are some of the mitigations? How are you actually going to think ahead and solve those problems early on so that you de-risk this product launch? This is going to come back later because you can see that the product manager interview is very much going through the thought process that a product manager has to go through in our day-to-day as we are launching a product.